What's up, everybody? It's Greg, host of the Arc of Wrestling podcast. We are here live. What the fuck am I talking about? We're not streaming this. Fuck that. We're here after Raw just ended about 37 minutes ago. Actually, less than that. Don't quote me on my words. We're here with the Arc of Wrestling crew. Joining us today, we have Mike.
Hello.
We got Jimmy.
Hello.
Big Fish, I think, is AFK right now. But we also have Jonesy.
What?
And we have Strike.
Been farming for chainmail boots 3 days, nothing.
Still haven't found anything. You gotta find those chainmail boots, buddy.
Stop breaking kayfabe.
I'm freaking out, bro.
Guys, on the anniversary of the double murder suicide, we are going to be reviewing Raw. How do you guys like that? Raw has, like I said, has ended about a half hour ago.
All those swerves.
We will not talk about that. Maybe later.
I'm naming the show. I'm naming the show Russo Swerve.
You can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. We start off the show with the one Daniel Bryan.
One Billy Gunn.
Over as fuck, just like always. And he says that pretty much he's ready for his match with Randy Orton right now. He wants Orton to come out and fight.
Yes.
And Orton does come out, but then also Orton says that he also wants to shut up and fight. And we get our match, and these guys start brawling out in the outside of the ring. But what happens is Daniel Bryan jumps off the ring, the side ring, and knocks into a referee when he's trying to jump on the Orton, which calls for a double DQ, right?
What's the side ring?
I don't know, Mike. And you tell me.
I'm asking you.
It's on the outside of the ring.
Outside of the ring. Sorry. But yeah. Ref calls for double DQ on Bryan. We then get Maddox and Vicky Guerrero pretty much saying that the match will happen. And then Vince McMahon says he should think about the decision about creating the match again, because Vince doesn't like how small Daniel Bryan is, and doesn't like that he is not mentally stable, I think is what he essentially said.
Burying talent.
So now we're still getting that tension between the McMahons about who's doing the day-to-day roles.
Burying talent.
So, at the start of the show, guys, how are you liking so far? We've had the progress with the Daniel Bryan-Randy Orton feud. At the start of the show, what are you guys thinking? Mike?
Hated it.
Hated it.
WD. Double DQ.
WD-40.
Yes. WD-40. Let me speak.
Welcome back to the WB.
Oh, God.
What?
WBW. I can't. Double DQ.
I know double E.
I hate the dual DQ there. I'm not saying double anymore. I hate it. It makes no sense. All of a sudden we have a count. What was it? The first one was a DQ or count out? Oh, ref stoppage. Then it was count out. Now it's DQ. No more.
But but what they're hinting out throughout the night was we were still going to get, it was going to be at the main event of the night.
I don't care.
Were you fine that at least they waited to the main event to do this match and rather just throw it out in the beginning? Because that's what I thought. I thought they opened up Raw really great, going at it, and then setting up the match for fans to watch into the product. You know, to not have them turn the channel, to expect that you're going to finally get this match. You're going to have to wait at the end of the show to watch it.
I wanted to watch it then.
Jimmy, what do you think about the current Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan feud?
Well, how it opened today was, I actually pretty liked it, because even though I knew it was going to pretty much go into a disqualification how they opened it, but I'm actually somewhat liking the feud, even though they fought 3 times already. But it's been entertaining. They seem they're on their A game when they're actually fighting and feuding. So I actually am enjoying it.
Yeah, it's definitely been a really good series, at least between these two. They've been pulling out some pretty cool stuff, and this is just Orton. I think this is Orton at his best. But that he's able to work off someone as good as Daniel Bryan because there's those people who can work better with people who are really, and those are people who can carry themselves. Daniel Bryan's one of those people who can carry themselves. Orton works better with someone who can be carried.
Yeah, and that seems what's been going on here, because Orton by himself is, well, at least in my opinion, Orton has his moments. He's hit or miss when he's by himself, but him and Bryan have been kind of magic working together. I actually like it.
Yeah, I mean, Orton, obviously not the most popular guy here in this group, also by Mike standards, who thinks he's...
Orton is extremely boring.
Yes.
Let's not sugarcoat
He doesn't
it.
do flips or is technical.
Like I said, Orton is hit or miss, and basically most of the time he's kind of miss. So.
Yeah, it's with the people he's wrestling. Like, if it's Orton and Sheamus, you know, neither one of those two are good alone. Both of those guys need someone really good to help them look good, because when they're helped to look good, they look amazing. That's essentially what Orton is, and Bryan's making him look amazing, and Orton's good at making himself look amazing because of Bryan. It's hard to explain, but it makes sense in my head.
No, for once, I actually understand what you're talking about. I gotta agree with you. For once, I actually understand what you're talking about.
I think this is when Orton shines the most, is when he has someone as good as Daniel Bryan helping him out. And that's when Orton doesn't look so boring, because he's able to work off of someone else, and then he knows, you know, what kind of expectations people are looking out of him. Because if he's going against someone who's just as boring or just as shallow as Orton is, you know, how is he going to look better if he's pretty much fighting a mirror of himself?
Pretty much. I agree with you on that.
So Vince manipulates Vicky as we go on to...
Hey, you didn't ask everyone else their other opinion either. You just asked me and Mike.
Oh, all right. We were going to be doing that.
Good job,
Jonesy. Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan, how you liking the feud?
At first, I couldn't give two shits about it, but they've actually made it interesting.
All right. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going for a different route with these two. This is probably one of the best... Daniel Bryan alone is one of the best angles going on in fucking, as far as I remember. Even with the CM Punk feud that they were going on, they fucked that up pretty early on with trying to bring in Kevin Nash and shit. But for as long as Daniel Bryan's been on top, he's definitely been pulling his game, and they haven't tried manipulating or changing the story midway through. They've just been keeping him strong in the good way.
Wow.
Strike, what about you?
It's okay, I guess. I didn't see the beginning part because I was at work.
But, how are you liking just the overall feud in general?
It feels like they're wasting it on free television.
Why?
Because they kind of are.
Well, do you need some of those matches? What do you guys think? Do you think that you kind of need these big headliners to happen on a Raw in order to keep people interested in watching the show? Because obviously it's building up to something a lot bigger.
You need to have them happen on the pay-per-views first so people have a reason to buy them.
But how are you going to have him on the pay-per-views first when you need to do a build-up and hype him up? If you just have it suddenly on the pay-per-view, it wouldn't really make sense. It randomly comes out of nowhere. You just need a build-up to it, and this is kind of a build-up.
Well, think about what the next pay-per-view is. It's Money in the Bank. And they already announced that both Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton are going to be in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, they're in the Raw Money in the Bank, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask a follow-up question to that. I was gonna say, do you guys think this feud is done at this point, or
it's done?
Or not?
It's done.
They shook hands. It's done.
They shook hands at the end, but you also had to look at the camera angle they were going with Orton. I think Orton looked very disgruntled at the end of Raw. I know we're going way ahead of ourselves right now, but to answer your question, we're going to get some heat between these two during their match, during the Money in the Bank match. Because I think Orton's going to be turning heel relatively soon now. I think we're getting to that point.
That's not happening.
Did you not see the camera angle they were going with Orton at the end of the show?
What if he just pops his membrane and becomes a crazy like Daniel Bryan? You're just like, I demand a rematch. No.
His beard starts growing out.
Yeah. They had the camera on Orton for like a good minute or so at the end of that match, and he was looking pissed. Like, he looked like he was having some thoughts in his head. Voices?
The voices were talking to him.
I'm telling you, he's gonna pop his membrane and they're gonna have to bring Dr. Shelley back in.
I miss Dr. Shelby.
You're the only one.
No, I miss him too.
He would have been a good addition to Team Hell No when they were actually still going.
What?
Yeah. Was there any Kane today?
No.
No Kane. Wow. That's surprising. All right. Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow versus Sheamus and the returning Christian.
He returned last week.
He returned last week, but...
Returning. He doesn't mean he returned today.
Yeah. He's still returning. He's still getting those matches fresh out. Anyways, looks like Sheamus is still continuing a feud with Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes, and now they're, after returning Christian back from his year-long injury, he's now, looks like he's being thrown back into mid-card limbo with Sheamus.
Wow.
Bully.
This match was pointless. We all knew Sheamus was going to win.
Yeah, it was expected. It would have been cool if Sandow could get, a surprise win once in a while, but they gotta keep Sheamus and Christian strong.
He did. The handicap. That counts.
The handicap. Oh, man. Because Sheamus can overcome any odds, right?
He can.
Yep.
He can even kick a cat out of a tree.
I'm kind of disappointed.
That terrible commercial. Oh, my God.
1-800-BULLY. Or fella. Dang it, big fish.
Fella.
He's a bully.
Did anyone actually try dialing that number in? Because I don't think with digits, but I think I'm a retard too, so I'm not sure if I can tell.
Well,
that's what I thought too. I thought there weren't enough digits in, because fella's only 5. I thought you were supposed to put like 7 or 8. No, 7. Yeah,
it's 7 digits, so I don't think that's enough. So, did anyone actually try dialing 1-800-BULLY?
No.
Or fella, I mean?
Wow. Stop fucking
1-800-BULLY.
I think we've been saying bully for too long that it just kind of rubbed off.
I hate big fish. You suck.
But in retrospect,
come on, Sheamus is just having some fun, guys.
No, but in retrospect too, like he's one of the advocates for the Be a Star thing, and then he goes around and just picks random fights on the shows. So it's kind of like he is kind of a bully out of nowhere.
He did destroy Damian Sandow's computer, Mike.
The announcers are playing it off like he's just having fun.
And
Damian Sandow was just doing a little quiz. He wanted to test Sheamus' logic, but no, Sheamus had to use brute force and destroy Mr. Sandow's very expensive computer.
And he saved the guy from choking.
Peter had a family.
Remember he tried to do that, what is it called, that rope walk thing, and he basically told, Sheamus came out and tried to unrope it, but then he tried to kick Sandow in the face because he didn't know how to do it. So it's kind of like, why the fuck are you kicking him in the face? You're just showing him how to do it. Come on now.
He also saved the guy from choking to death.
But then again, guys, remember...
By kicking him in the ass.
But then again, guys, remember...
1-800-BULLY.
He kicked a cat out of a tree, and then he romanced some old lady, so I guess that counts for something.
Kicked Owen out.
The old lady wanted to have sex with him.
Those were scripted. I don't believe that Sheamus is truly a helper like that.
He saved the cat. Shut up.
All right, Sheamus and Christian win their tag match, and we get still to come Chris Jericho versus Alberto Del Rio. Backstage, Vicky Guerrero approaches CM Punk while CM Punk is texting about the Blackhawks game, because when that little segment popped up, I just read Punk talking about the Blackhawks game, so I was like, oh, he just tweeted. So, anyways, she says that she's putting him in a match tonight, but he ignores her. She says she gets angry and yells at him, but he yells back in her face, excuse me. Caitlyn versus Ixana, guys, and this is probably the greatest segment of all time.
The worst match ever.
Worst match, but great segment afterwards. Your average minute-long diva match with Caitlyn getting the big win at the end. And then after the match, midway during the match, which was probably 30 seconds, Caitlyn's music starts to play. People are wondering why is her music playing? Was it probably technical difficulties or some shit like that? AJ Lee comes out dressed as Caitlyn and starts to mock her on stage. Ixana goes for a roll-up, but then Caitlyn gets out of it, spears Ixana to get the win, and then we get the best segment ever. AJ cuts a promo on Caitlyn, making fun of her, even bringing out Biggie Langston with the whole black guys, with the fucking swirly shirt and the flowers like he was when he came out as the secret admirer to Caitlyn, and they pretty much recreate the scene from Raw where Biggie dumped Caitlyn. Great fucking segment. Based AJ 100%.
I thought she was channeling Scott Steiner.
What'd you guys think of this segment? Mike, what'd you think of the segment?
Hey, fuck you, Petey.
What?
You didn't see Scott Steiner?
Petey Williams was not there.
Did you see Scott Steiner's Vine? Or Petey? You didn't see that Vine?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's the fucking
Best thing ever.
Hey, fuck you, Petey.
Petey Williams, he runs into Scott Steiner backstage. He's like, Scotty? And then cuts to Scott Steiner. He's like, yo, fuck you, Petey.
Oh,
Petey just scares him.
Scotty, yeah, Petey with like the most dumbfounded face. Just like staring straight at Scott. Funniest fucking thing ever. I had to watch that thing like 80 times. I had it on loop for a while.
But my thoughts on the Divas match. Why Oksana? She's garbage. She sucks. Why is she still breathing?
No. The promo afterwards.
Be a star. That's all I'm gonna say. Well, y'all complain about bullies, and then AJ comes out and bullies Caitlyn.
But AJ's a fucking heel.
I got a question. No. I got a question. So it's okay for AJ to bully Caitlyn about her looks and all that, but Sheamus gets the upper hand on a heel, and he's a bully.
Sheamus destroyed Sandow's expensive
Here's the thing. AJ's a heel, so it's expected that she'll do heel things. It's not that could be bullying if you want to call it, but it's still a heel move.
That'd be like
then Sheamus here. He's a face, and he's bullying in general. Well, it seems like bullying.
Sheamus bullies physically. AJ bullies mentally.
So when Mark Henry attacks Sheamus, that was perfectly okay. But when Sheamus goes and attacks Mark Henry, it's bullying.
No, because that's called a retaliation. If someone bullies you, you want to bully back.
All right.
No, because Sheamus cheated in all the things.
All right.
Yeah, Sheamus
what my point was.
Why would Sheamus? See, Sheamus provoked everything. Sheamus first he couldn't untie a damn rope, so then he tried to kick him, and then he couldn't solve a computer thing, so he kicked the computer. Like it's basically he provoked all the attacks, while Sandal's like, no, I'm not trying to do violence. I just want to prove you wrong. That's it.
So every time a face gets the upper hand on a heel, it's considered bullying?
It's not an upper hand, especially if it's not during a match. It's just a random promo.
It doesn't have to be during a match.
Then how can you get an upper hand if it's just a promo?
You can get the first move on somebody.
Well, it's not really the first move unless an established feud is started.
Jimmy, what's your take on the AJ coming dressed as Caitlyn?
It was funny.
How'd you like it?
It was funny, but she'll never have the tits that Caitlyn has.
I thought it was, well, definitely. Unless she got those, she wouldn't look good with implants, personally. Not that.
She's 14.
She is 24, sir. Okay, sure. What, 25?
Why did you add 10 years onto her?
Strike, what'd you think about the... Oh, yeah, you weren't here. Fuck it. Jonesy.
What, you want my opinion on this?
No. What was your take
then.
What was your take on the hockey game that happened?
What's hockey?
You know, with the birds and the Indians. The birds? What's a bird anyways?
Birds and Indians?
Go on, Greg, you're drunk.
Okay.
You made me stupider with that.
Jonesy.
Stupider's not a word.
You're stupider.
Now you make me more stupid for letting you do that.
Jonesy,
do what?
What's your take on AJ coming out dressed as Caitlyn?
She doesn't look good with those fake muscles.
That's it?
Sure.
At least he's keeping it civil.
I thought it was a great segment. I don't know.
Wasn't all that interested in it.
Really? I thought it was great. I think there's definitely a chemistry between AJ and Caitlyn, and they're definitely trying to feel each other out sexually. But
I love having a man who has a voice as deep as me.
I doubt that's happening, Greg.
In my dreams it is. In my dreams it is.
It's happening.
in Layla dreams, it probably is.
I want it to be in my dreams.
Is Layla a confirmed lesbian?
I'm just going to confirm it by how she fucking continues to hold Caitlyn at every single second she can on TV.
It's okay. I wouldn't mind watching it either.
She scroped every single diva she's ever faced.
I think that's easily said to be true, that she has groped every single...
At least Mickie James was actually upfront about it.
That's true. Chris Jericho versus Alberto Del Rio. This is one of the first bigger matches we had during the show. How'd you guys like the match?
Heel turn.
I honestly didn't pay attention, so I was just like, oh, these two are fighting again? Okay, I just kind of stopped watching.
Yeah, I think it was a good match. There weren't any big spots in the match. It was a very solid match. It wasn't anything too bad at the match. It wasn't anything too good with the match, though. It was a very average match between two very great competitors. I think the more interesting part about it was what happened after the match.
When Ricardo hit Jericho in the back with the bucket. Or when Ziggler came out.
When Ziggler pretty much confirms that he's going to be tweener for right now, actually. Well, let me explain what happens.
He only hit Jericho because Jericho got him on Friday.
Okay, but here's the thing. Jericho pretty much Del Rio has the arm bar on Chris Jericho. Del Rio has the arm bar on Chris Jericho. Jericho reverses it into the walls, but Ricardo comes in and hits him with the bucket. After the bell, which means Chris Jericho wins by DQ. After the bell, Dolph Ziggler runs in and attacks Del Rio. Jericho hits Ricardo with the code breakers. Ziggler hits the zigzag on Del Rio. Then we get a small little face-to-face with Jericho and Ziggler for a little bit. Jericho brushes past Ziggler, and Ziggler hits him with the zigzag. Ziggler now, I think, he hasn't cut a promo since he's returned. Like, we've been sitting here wondering, is Ziggler a face? Is he a heel? You know, we weren't too sure where Ziggler was standing. And we still knew that AJ and Ziggler were still dating. And AJ's been a strong heel, so there wasn't really made any sense to turn Ziggler face unless you were going to break these two up. Now we're getting confirmation that Ziggler is going to be a tweener for right now, which means he could still date the heelish AJ while still getting a babyface reaction.
Or he's a face and he just got retribution on what happened on Friday.
Or he's actually hurt and he still hasn't been cleared to wrestle.
I'm not sure if the face turn will be legitimate until he comes out and cuts a promo on it. Because right now we're still very like back and forth on where he's standing right now. At least with him attacking Jericho, and yeah, he's getting retribution from what happened on Friday, but it still means that he's not there just for Del Rio. He's there for himself. Like essentially he is going to be just like the lone guy with AJ and Big E. But yeah, I think I think it's easy to say that he's a tweener for right now.
For this week.
For this week, yeah. We'll see as time progresses and see if Ziggler will evolve in any way.
Well, he got cheered, so.
Oh yeah, but he's gonna get cheered no matter where the hell he is. I think Ziggler is gonna become a lot bigger than people expect. Don't you guys think that? What do you guys think about Ziggler and his current direction in the company is right now?
He's here to show the world.
Yep.
Do you think that Ziggler will be like a legitimate competitor in the coming months? Do you think he could get a lot bigger than he is right now?
Yep.
What about Jimmy? What do you think?
Well, he's been moving up as of late, so I think he can still get bigger and be one of the main guys. I honestly believe that.
All right. Strike.
Yo.
What are you thinking about Ziggler's run right now?
I've barely seen any of it since he started. Or since he's lost.
Do you watch wrestling still, Shark? Or do you record it at least and watch it later?
I don't have a recording thingy.
Did you go back and read the results at least?
You can always get a VCR. You know, those things still kind of exist.
That's true.
They do put the full episodes of Raw.
I'm going to record it on my Betamax.
Well, by God. You do realize they upload the full episodes of Raw to YouTube, right?
Yeah, they do, but they upload them, I think, a few hours after Raw airs. So that's up to him if he wants to catch it.
There really is no excuse to
Or you can watch it on Hulu Plus if you want to spend money.
There really is no
spend money on
excuse.
something for free? No.
All right. Brad Maddox is ready to reveal the next 2K14 what is it? Cover, whatever. Fuck it. Vicky Guerrero talks about canceling Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton match, and Triple H walks up and says that he heard a rumor that can't be true, that she was willing to actually cancel Bryan's match, and he even goes out and says that I know there's some people who don't like Daniel Bryan for being small or being being like that. Talent. But Triple H thinks that those are completely wrong, like pretty much saying that Vince McMahon is wrong and that he sees talent in Daniel Bryan and all that. So Triple H doing something crazy and actually putting over talent rather than burying him.
Unless it's Curtis Axel.
Yeah, unless it's Curtis Axel. Because Curtis Axel has, remember, 3 victories over Triple H.
Thought he had 4.
Oh, yeah. 4. 2 of them that happened on the same night.
3 of them. And a 60-minute Iron Man match.
And a 60-minute...
My God.
Unprecedented rival, unprecedented superstar in our business today.
So, yeah. Triple H pretty much says that that he wants Vicky to set up a match and have the WWE Universe decide on what the stipulation of the match is. So now we are confirmed that we are getting Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and the WWE Universe will decide on what the match is going to be.
I love WWE.
Back from break, we get the 2K14 cover reveal, and the surprising, what was it? The surprising fucking reveal is that The Rock is on the cover.
Yay!
And then we get like a small comedy thing between Vicky and Brad Maddox. I mean, I say I prefer Brad Maddox cover a lot better. They just had to get rid of CM Punk and John Cena. That would have been a perfect cover.
Somebody asked me if you're going to be able to leave for Hollywood midway through season mode.
Wait, what?
Somebody asked me if you're going to be able to leave midway through season mode for Hollywood.
What a Russo swerve.
Oh
like you're the you have The Rock for half a year.
No, to be fair, if you played that SmackDown game, the Shut Your Mouth SmackDown game, there's a storyline in that game where your character can go leave for Hollywood for about 6 months and then come back.
You're gonna bring that mode back.
All right.
So to be fair, anything's up in the air. They are the same developers after all.
Yep. Ryback versus the Great Khali. Okay, can I say something really quickly? I actually kind of like the pairing between Khali, Hornswoggle, and Natalya.
What?
Is that a bad thing to say?
Yes.
What are you drinking?
I think it's been no. Hear me out. I think it's a very unique pairing. While okay, Khali, very untalented. We all know this. Very, he's not that great as a big man. Blah 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 blah. We all know the problems with Khali, and we all know the problems with Hornswoggle, and Natalya is just awesome. But there's something about Khali being that giant freak, Natalya being that like innocent blonde, and Hornswoggle being that kind of small sidekick. That it's much like any like Disney. It's like a Disney sort of feel to it. Like, you get the big beast, you have the small girl who falls in love with the big beast, and you have the small little sidekick.
Great Khali confirmed for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Get out.
It's something about the pairing that, while they're not going to do anything, they're not going to be a big part of Raw. Khali's not going to do anything big for the rest of his career, this, and that. I just like how these three look with each other. While they're completely different from each other, I think that's the crazy and unique part about it. I don't know. I like these guys.
What happened to Khali finding out who Caitlyn's secret admirer was?
What?
What happened to Khali being detective and finding out who Caitlyn's secret admirer was?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. He probably got distracted. Probably found some donuts.
He realized he had knees.
You know, he is tall and he has a diva that can pretty much give him head when he's just standing. So I think he's good and good there.
Ryback wins with the shell shock.
Ryback wins, LOL.
We get a regular John Cena promo. Nothing too interesting. He pretty much comes out and calls out Henry.
I like Sundays.
Says the champ is here. You know, regular Cena promo. Then we get a promo for Rob Van Dam's WWE return. And then we get the number one contenders match. Tensai, Brodus Clay versus the Usos versus Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre. And which led to probably an hour-long argument. The winners of the new number one contenders, the Usos.
This is what we argued about.
You know, they don't need to know
are we
what
gonna
the
actually
argument
talk?
is.
Are we gonna actually talk about this?
Yeah,
I think if we talk about it, it's gonna take up an hour within itself.
No.
Okay, I have an idea. We're gonna leave it up to the people who listen this far into the podcast.
WWE Universe.
We're gonna give it up to the people who actually listen this far into the podcast to give us an answer of who do you think is right. The argument was pretty much...
Oh, God, here we go.
Don't worry. No, we're not going to argue. We're just going to leave it out on the table. The argument was... What was the... Okay, we're not going to talk about it. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. Paul Heyman is walking backstage. That's cool.
Talk about it.
No, we're not going to talk about it, because Jimmy didn't let me talk about it.
I want to talk about it.
But a Russo swerve.
We get a Punk...
I'll just write on Tumblr.
Alright, you can write on Tumblr too. I'll write fucking on Tumblr too.
Swerve. Fine,
Alright.
Fine. If you really want to do it, we'll do it. You just say your point, and then we'll provide the counterpoint, and that's it.
Alright, that's it. We'll just do that. My point... well, we first have to fucking say what the argument was. The argument was what would be counted as a Russo swerve. I said that it was very predictable, even my guy was predictable, that the Usos winning the number one contenders match was predictable. That we all knew that the Usos were going to win because the Usos were the ones getting attacked by the Shield in the past couple weeks. I just said that Tensai and Brodus Clay winning would be something like a Russo swerve. Just same thing with 3MB winning would be a Russo swerve. Then we got into this whole argument on what a Russo swerve actually was. People telling me that Tensai and Brodus Clay wouldn't be a Russo swerve because Brodus Clay and Tensai have won matches in the past before, while 3MB have lost matches in the past before. Now, don't
forget that we also said that the Twitter universe
doesn't fucking matter.
No, it does matter. It does matter. It does. Because, you know, thousands of people don't matter, apparently, right?
It does matter. It does matter. Hold on.
It matters.
It
matters. Did you see Usos trending? No, I'm saying you saw the tons of
there also was a weird, crazy guy who came down with Tensai and Brodus Clay dancing. You don't think that's who they could have been talking about?
Do you realize if you read some of the tweets, they're actually going for them in that match?
Hold on.
There are a couple...
Shut up! Shut up for 5 seconds.
All right, Mike.
Hold on.
Go.
Mike.
You do realize that Tons of Funk were technically the favorites in this match because, A, they have the children fan base and they're somewhat over now. The Usos are the underdogs, and 3MB are just there because they're just there. Tons of Funk winning would not be a Russo swerve because A, they've won tag team matches in the past.
They weren't on Raw in the past.
It doesn't matter. 2, they've actually been on pay-per-view wrestling matches. They were supposed to be on. They were on the WrestleMania card, for God's sakes. Even though
they didn't actually wrestle though.
They were still booked.
But they didn't wrestle
because of time restraints. But they were still booked.
They didn't.
It was for the Divas show.
They were still booked up.
Was 3MB ever booked for any pay-per-view while Teams of Funk was?
But here's...
I'm not done. I'm not done.
All right.
3MB.
Remember, this is not an argument. We are all just stating our points, and that's it.
3MB are a jobber tag team. They are a comedy jobber tag team. That's all they are. They don't win tag matches. They don't win 6-man matches. They don't win singles matches. They are what we call enhancement talent. They are there to lose to people. Now, if 3MB all of a sudden wins the triple threat and then wins the tag belts, that is a Russo swerve because nobody in their mother, well, not nobody, everybody in their mother didn't see it coming. Because,
well, it's the same thing with Tons of Funk.
No, well, if people said Tons of Funk won, they were like, well, yeah, they're the favorites. Of course they're going to win. Look at them.
No. Well, here's the thing. Tons of Funk, if they were actually weren't considered or whatever you want to call it, why would they be in a contenders match in the first place?
Because there's no tag teams.
There are tag teams. Obviously, 3MB is one, and obviously Sandow and Rhodes is one.
Well,
and then Millions of Dollars are one. There's still some tag teams out there. But I'm just saying, why would they'll be? They're obviously in it. Well, some of them aren't really noticed. So if they weren't even considered, then why are they? If they're not really Russo Swordburger, why are they put in a contendership match?
Well, here's how I see it. They didn't want the Usos to go over either Primetime Players or Team Road Scholars. Because I think leading up to the Usos match against the Shield, that's who they're going to be facing. They don't want the Usos to go over guys that they're already going to be fighting against in the future leading up to their match. Well, that's how I see it.
That's how you see it, and that's your opinion on the take. I'm just saying, like, people have different opinions, obviously, but the whole point of the argument was would that be considered a Russo swerve? That's the whole point. Okay, Mike, you can continue now, too.
Like I said, Tons of Funk wouldn't be a Russo swerve because people went, oh, they finally won something. That's not shocking.
And the reason why I would say that it is a Russo swerve is because even 3MB has a reason to go after the Shield. They were attacked by the Shield a couple months back. Tensai and Brodus Clay has not. They've never been attacked. Well, I think they were attacked once when the Shield first debuted, but they haven't associated with the Shield. They haven't had any feud with the Shield, any confrontation with the Shield. At least with the Usos, they've been attacked the past couple weeks, and 3MB they were attacked a couple months ago.
You don't have to have association with a team before a feud. When Kane and Daniel Bryan won the tag belts, they were number one contenders a week before they got their title match. They had no interaction with Kofi and R-Truth whatsoever, and bam, they're in a tag title match. You don't have to have months of association with something to be considered a threat to a tag team. The Shield took out Mysterio and Sin Cara, and Mysterio and Sin Cara never came back to do anything to the Shield. So you don't have to be associated with...
That's when booking flops. I'm saying when you've already had it built that the Usos were going to go after the Shield, and then you just randomly change the booking to where either 3MB or Tensai, that's kind of a big what the fuck. Tensai and Brodus Clay haven't been on TV in 3 weeks, and the people who they beat 3 weeks ago were Primo and Epico.
They still beat them.
Here's the thing. You don't know what's officially booked yet. All you have is dirt sheets. You don't know what's the actual booking.
And I'm not going off dirt sheets. I'm going off what I've been seeing on TV.
I know. You're just seeing that the Usos have been winning, but you're just assuming further ahead that they're booked to win when no one really knows in truth what the booking is besides WWE.
Usos have been booked to win, but they've also been attacked by the Shield. That's what you have to look at. That's when you know where a storyline is headed, because when you're constantly bringing in a heel to come and attack a face, you should automatically get that sense like, oh, somebody's going to be stirring up, somebody's going to start. The Usos have been The Usos have been going after the Shield have been going after the Usos. So you have to kind of get that sense that this is where the feud is going to be going forward.
When did the Usos go after the Shield?
I've never seen the Usos go after the Shield.
I thought they went after them on SmackDown.
No, they didn't.
They had a match on SmackDown, but the Usos had never attacked the Shield.
All right, then the Shield attacked the Usos. But you understand my point. That the Shield was already setting up that the Usos were going to be number one contenders. They just had to be official.
They really never set them up officially, but it's just they attacked them, and then I guess now you want to call it retribution or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, retribution. But it's not. And this number one contenders match is that retribution that they're going to be going after the title.
Yeah, either that or they want the titles because tag teams just don't be tag teams for no reason. They have ambitions to get titles one day.
I still want that three-way feud between the Usos, the Shield, and the Wyatt family.
All right, well, that's pretty much the argument. What defines a Russo swerve, and would Funkasaurus or Team Sons of Funk be considered a Russo swerve if they won today? That's pretty much the argument.
In the comments below, if you believe Brodus Clay and Tensai winning that number one contenders match would be considered a Russo swerve, or not a Russo swerve, please leave a comment and below. We'd like to hear your opinion. Blah 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 blah.
I still say 3MB is a Russo swerve. It's kind of like Alex Riley coming out of nowhere and winning the world title in a random match.
3MB were attacked by the Shield before. At least them winning, there's a reason why they're going after the Shield.
Here's the thing, we've already established they're a gimmick tag team. That we established they're there for a joke. That they're there just for comedy. So why, if anyone to take it legitimately, but I'm saying, of course, things can change. But if anything, anyone to take it legitimately just out of nowhere, if they just, let's say they had a number one contenders match today and they won, if that happened out of nowhere, that would be considered a Russo swerve because no one would have expected that. But Team Funkasaurus, whatever you want to call it, I keep forgetting the tag team name. But basically, if they actually won today, then that wouldn't really be considered a Russo swerve because people are like, oh, they won in the past, so okay.
They've won in the past, but they haven't won to a big scale. At least they've had some wins over some big teams.
They don't have to win to a big scale. They just have to have some wins underneath their belt. That's the point. You're just looking at it at a different perspective.
3MB went 6 months of straight losing. They never won anything.
And I'm not disagreeing with you that 3MB winning the match would have been a Russo swerve. I definitely agree that would have been a Russo swerve. But Tensai and Brodus Clay, they haven't been relevant. They haven't been on TV. No one's been really paying attention to what they've been doing. No one really understood why they were gone for those 3 weeks. They weren't both. No one had anything for them to do.
Matches, actually, but that's irrelevant.
I mean, they've been winning house shows. I mean, I've just looked at their past matches. They've won 50% of their matches in the past couple weeks, and most of them been at house shows. So I can understand that the Brodus Clay and Tensai, they're the face teams. These are the people that have already gone behind the team. They have their fans already set up, but the Usos are the ones that the WWE's trying to push and trying to get the fans behind.
Remember, this wasn't supposed to be an argument.
Nobody's arguing.
Okay, we're done with this.
We actually presented it better than we did on Skype. Skype, we just went too much back and forth.
We were typing and we didn't have our words set up. Anyways.
All right. Well, that's pretty much the gist of it. So let's just continue.
We're almost 45 minutes in, and I think we're not even halfway through Raw.
Don't worry, this is going to be a good show. Punk comes down, he talks about...
I didn't see Punk.
Punk was...
I saw Hugh Jackman.
Damn, Strike, that joke was terrible.
Punk wishes he looked that good. Shit.
Punk comes down, he talks about his signing back in WWE in 2005. He talks about how Paul Heyman was the only guy who had hopes for him. And, Punk is pretty much looking for answers of why Brock Lesnar attacked Heyman. I'll be honest, I was away for this promo, so I don't know what this promo is all about. Mike, do you want to just talk about this promo?
How in your world was he arguing over the triple threat?
That was true. Mike, talk about this promo.
It was basically him talking about Heyman knowing that Brock was going to attack him last week, and he was supposed to be best friend or something to that extent. And Heyman was like, I didn't know he was going to do it, I swear. It's kind of sort of like he said that he had no idea the Shields weren't doing what he was doing. They're doing.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was, and then Punk was like, I forgive you. And they hugged.
I love you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Punk had a very empty stare. If you saw when Heyman went to go hug Punk, Punk had a very empty stare looking into the camera, like what is he into? He's constantly going back to Heyman. Like Heyman has almost a grasp around Punk. Like he can't leave Heyman almost to a point.
He could have.
He could have, but he's not. That's the thing. He could always have left him, but Heyman's continually bringing him back in.
Heyman's like the girlfriend that's apologizing and trying to get him to stay.
I like it. I like what they're doing. Like Punk's constantly trying to fight with Heyman. Like, you're doing some shit with me. Like, what are you doing? Don't lie to me. And then Heyman's like, I promise you, nothing's happening. And then they hug. Heyman's telling him that he loves him. Like, there's this weird relationship between Punk and Heyman that they're bringing onto screen. And they're creating something very realistic almost to where, Heyman's doing something. Heyman's hiding something from Punk. We all know it, but Punk is the one that continues to get drawn in. He's the one, Heyman is like the leech, and Punk is constantly failing to get rid of him.
Yeah, we all know what happened. He told Lesnar to attack Punk.
That stare that he had when he was hugging just said 1,000 words. When I saw that stare, I'm like, this feud is just awesome right now. Whatever storyline they're going with right now, it's going to be cool. This looks like a legitimate, Heyman storyline.
And before Lesnar shows up at Money in the Bank and costs him the match.
That could fucking happen.
That's what's gonna happen. Punk's gonna climb the ladder. Oh, spoilers, by the way. Punk's gonna climb the ladder and Lesnar's music's gonna hit. Punk's gonna go out and meet him in the alleyway.
And then he's gonna leave the match. Yeah.
He's gonna leave mid-match to fight with Lesnar.
So then we get Darren Young versus CM Punk for no reason.
Black Cena.
Exactly. Winner CM Punk, he gets the Anaconda Vice on him. After the match, Titus O'Neil attacks Punk, and what a surprise, Curtis Axel, the Intercontinental Champion, comes down and helps Punk clear the ring. Heyman comes down and appears he's sent Axel to come out to save Punk.
It sounds like Greg was kind of getting excited there. He's like, Curtis Axel came to the ring.
Well, no, this is cool. This is now Heyman trying to prove to Punk that they're best friends by sending out one of his clients to come out and help Punk to save him from getting attacked. I'm sorry, you guys don't seem very interested in the current storyline, or at least you're just waiting to see what happens. As a screenwriter, I could see the story already progressing. I could see, the story developing in a way where it's interesting. Like the Heyman hiding something, Heyman's lying, but Punk is trying to fight with him, he's trying to leave him, but he keeps on believing in it.
Anyone can see that. You don't have to be a screenwriter to be honest with you. It's pretty obvious on the facial expression that he doesn't fully trust him yet.
No, but it's also that Punk, he doesn't trust Heyman, but he also has to an extent, because Heyman is his best friend. And you're putting this together, and yeah, I know, you don't have to be a screenwriter to understand what's going on, but I'm super excited. Like, you guys seem very, you're checking it out.
No, I'm actually excited too, because even though we know it's going to eventually lead to Lesnar and Punk, I'm actually excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, it's people who say, WWE writing has gone terrible. You have to kind of, inspect these storylines. You got to think about these storylines and how they progress and how they move, because that's how you get more interested in these. And when you look at the chemistry between Punk and Heyman that they've already built, it's almost playing mind games with you. You're yelling at Punk, don't trust Heyman. Don't do it. Don't fall for his traps. But Punk is constantly falling for his traps. And Heyman is constantly bringing Punk in whenever Punk is about to leave him or about to call him out on his tricks. That's the cool part about it, that there's already that chemistry built, that there's already this amazing story developing, and I don't know, and they're using Curtis Axel as sort of an item in the storyline too, that Curse Axel, you already know that he's a client to Heyman, and so using him to come out to save Punk was a really clear image of, oh yeah, I got your back, Punk. Don't worry about it. But then really, you don't know what Lesnar's up to. It's cool. I don't know. I just see this as a really, really fucking cool storyline that could be developing into something awesome by SummerSlam.
Yeah, it has tons of potential, but hopefully WWE doesn't screw it up because it really does have tons of potential. It could go a lot of ways. It could be really good, or WWE could drop the ball and mess it up.
Definitely, like, it could go back and forth, but I think it could be really strong. Strike, what do you think about what they're doing with Punk and Heyman?
It's guy love between two guys.
Oh my god.
That was awesome. Is that it?
So who's the pitcher and catcher? Is Heyman the catcher and Punk's the pitcher? What's going on here?
Heyman probably squeals like a pig.
Boink, boink.
Stephanie McMahon comes to stage and reveals names for the WWE title ladder match or Money in the Bank match at the next pay-per-view. She announces CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, Randy Orton, Christian, Kane, and Rob Van Dam.
It's gonna be a good match.
show.
It's gonna be a really good damn match with all the
One of a kind.
Crowd was down.
Bad Terminator.
Where's Money in the Bank?
Terminator.
Where's Money in the Bank located this year? Do we know?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Wow.
That's a good area, I believe.
Corpus Christi.
Wow, that's gonna be a fucking great pay-per-view, especially that match alone.
That crowd will be alive for that one.
Hells yeah. Ryback wants them to cancel Henry versus Cena and give him a rematch. Chris Jericho walks in and says he wants to be in the ladder match. Ryback and Jericho have words, and Ryback versus Jericho is made for Money in the Bank.
Ryback. Trolls.
So yeah, we're gonna be seeing Ryback now in a feud with Jericho. I think that's good. I think they should, for how much they've already invested in Ryback, they should at least keep him strong for a while. You know, keep him at least going. Don't like drop the ball on him completely, because I think if they wait on him a little longer, they could have something for him to fucking do down the line. I don't know. Back from the break, Punk is backstage with Heyman. Punk says that he doesn't need Curtis Axel help to fight anybody. Heyman got Vicky to make Punk and Axel versus Darren Young and Titus next week. Punk isn't happy. He says that he'll do the match, take out Lesnar, and then win Money in the Bank to become WWE champion again. Punk says nothing else matters to him and walks off.
Wow.
Then we get Mark Henry, the Mark Henry promo. He's in the ring. Talks about how he was nominated for an Academy Award, which is fucking
best
weird.
thing ever.
He says that he got into contact with the likes of Steven Spielberg and Quentin Tarantino. I don't know. What do you guys think of this promo? Did it live up to Henry's last one?
Nope.
I think okay, here's the thing. Henry's last one was a big reveal. This was just essentially building the match. So as a builder to the match, what did you think about this promo?
That's what he do.
Was it strong enough to build up for the match against him and Cena?
Probably not.
We still have plenty of time before the actual pay-per-view, so you never know.
Oh yeah, definitely. We still have loads more time left. Street fight, Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton.
Street fight.
It was picked by the fans.
WWE app.
Street fight. What do you guys think of the match?
Next week we need a drinking game on how many times they say WWE app.
I'm down.
I know we said that last week, but
well, I think we forgot this week. I had alcohol too. Shit, Mike, you gotta straighten up and remind me about this crap.
Alright, next week we're doing it.
Next week we're doing it. Alright, Mike, street fight, Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. How'd you like the match?
Randy Orton is the worst in street fights.
Fuck you. Do you not
he is the
remember
worst.
His classic match against David Otunga, where he used
David Otunga, really?
Where he used the cookie sheet.
That was a comedy spot. That's why.
These cookies are good.
Yeah, but that was the greatest street fight I've seen of his.
Because it was a comedy street fight.
It was so good, though.
And he was fighting David Otunga. He's got to be better than David Otunga.
So what's your opinion about this match? Did you not like it then?
I liked how it ended.
All right. They did miss one spot. I think Orton was going to throw Bryan into the table, but he kind of missed the table a little bit.
By the way, chair shot to the head.
Oh, chair shot to the skull.
I didn't see that. You guys said it, and I was like, talking about.
Yeah, chair shot to the head.
Did that happen right before it went to commercial?
Didn't it happen like within the first 5 minutes of the match?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I heard it, and I looked up and Bryan was doubled over on the ropes.
Huh. I never fucking saw it. I'm gonna wait for a gift to come up on Woo.
And then I heard Cole go, chair shot to the skull.
But yeah, Jimmy, what do you think of the match?
I actually loved it. Like we talked about earlier, it was pretty damn good. I loved it. It was actually done well in my opinion.
All right, Jonesy.
I enjoyed the match quite a bit.
All right, so there was an overall enjoyment of the match.
Orton has no idea how to throw people into tables.
No, he doesn't. That was I like the spot they did when Bryan powerbombed Orton into the table. I thought that was good.
Orton has the worst kendo stick shots ever.
God, stop hating on him.
Dude, every time he has a kendo stick, he's like love tapping him with them. He's like, oh, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. Instead of fully hitting him, he's like...
All right.
That sign made it in.
They pretty much shake hands at the end of the match. Daniel Bryan wins with the kendo stick leverage and from the no lock. Orton taps out. Daniel Bryan wins. They shake hands. While Orton leaves, he looks very disgruntled. He looks very mad that he lost. And Bryan's pretty much chanting yes in the ring, and the crowd's going nuts, and Raw goes off air. So,
yes! Yes!
I need to ask you guys, down the line question, how was Raw? I need an opinion, and then give me a number. So, Mike, opinion, then your score.
Last week was better.
Last week was better.
Yep.
But how about this?
7 out of 10.
I'm talking about, how did you like the show? I know last week was better. How'd you like the show?
They could have had better matches.
Better matches.
Yes.
All right.
Look,
thank you. That's all I asked.
Yeah, some of them just felt meh.
That's all I asked was an opinion about the show, not what happened last week. Jimmy, opinion about the show.
He's on BRB.
He is on BRB. All right. Josie.
For rating it, I'd give it probably a 6 out of 10. Like you said.
Do you have an opinion on the show?
Yeah, last week was better, but...
God damn it!
Okay, I'm back.
Hold on. If we're comparing it to other Raws, not just like last week or whatever, it was a little better than most Raws.
All right. Jimmy.
All right.
Can you give me an opinion on the show?
I'll give you an opinion. Overall, I felt there were some weak points, but overall, I still like the Raw better than most. Not last week's, but better than most.
Better than most.
Okay, in my opinion.
Why is there a truck going through your house?
No, that's a helicopter. It's flying over. But basically,
it's the police.
Basically, last week I would give last week's Raw a 9.5 out of 10. This week's I'm giving this one an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5. There we go. Strike.
Needs more cowbell.
Last week was better.
I don't think Strike pays attention to anything until like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's all he pretty much catches on to. My opinion on the show, WWE's been getting a lot better at writing shows. They have a nice formula going on. People have storylines. People have characters. All the characters getting mixed in with each other. They all have very fluid. While, yeah, last week's show was a lot better than this week's show. I think this week's show, even though there was a little bit of lack in wrestling, the entertainment value of the show, I feel, was still really high. I think this was a very entertaining show. So I'm probably going to give it...
Don't forget Big Fish. He's still in here.
Oh, I completely forgot about Big Fish. Big Fish! What's up, buddy? You haven't talked or said anything the entire podcast.
6 out of 10.
All right, thank you. I'm going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. Very entertaining show. Mike...
Last week was better.
Last week was better. All right. Mike just jerks off wrestling too much.
What?
Last week was better.
Can't appreciate the entertainment value of a good wrestling show.
I appreciate the good value of a good wrestling show. I was at 2 of them over the weekend.
Shut up, you indie piece of
Smart. So, wait, you said I can't appreciate good wrestling, but yet I was at a good pay-per-view on Saturday.
Do a Mexican review already. Dang.
Oh, hey.
Ole, ole, ole,
Oh yeah, we gotta do that still, don't worry.
Ole.
For the next 10-20 minutes or so, Mike and Jonesy are going to review the Triplemania AAA IPPV show they had over the weekend. Mike, begin.
Okay, so we watched this in what was it, 2 days? We watched 4 parts in 2 days.
Pretty much.
AAA is Lucha for shut up, big fish. AAA is Lucha, so y'all should check that out. Some of them
have midgets.
Yeah, it did have a midget.
It did.
The first match had a midget in it. The first match was a regular. The first match had a regular guy, a midget, a transvestite, or a cross-dresser, excuse me, and a woman wrestler. So eight. Well, what would you want to say? It was an 8-person tag?
I think it was 8-person, yeah.
Because you can't really say it was an 8-man tag. I'm going to have to pull the results up because I can't pronounce any of their names whatsoever.
8-thing tag.
But yeah. Last year, I don't think I saw last year's, but some of the matches were slow. Like, the second to last match was slow and boring.
The one with all the older guys?
Yeah, it was like 4 young guys and then 4 guys in their 40s. Remember Viano 4, Greg?
From
He was in
where?
he was in WCW.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He's still wrestling.
Really?
Yes.
Is he like 48?
He's somewhere around there and he's fat.
God, oh, that sucks.
He can't move for crap.
That match was painful to watch.
I think I watched something else for like 20 minutes of that match.
Can you link me results for the show?
I can, 1 second. But
Thank
yeah,
you, sir.
the main event was by far the best match.
What was it?
Like quote-unquote 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, it was a 2 out of 3 falls hair versus hair match.
I'd say quote-unquote.
Yeah.
Why was it quote unquote?
Because it was...
Because
Go ahead.
There was one fall.
Go ahead, Jonesy.
What? I just said it was just one fall.
It was promoted as a 2 out of 3 falls on the Wikipedia page. And it ended up being a 1 fall match. Results pages in Skype. But yeah. Jeff Jarrett and Matt Morgan were in a 6-man tag against Psycho Circus, which Jonesy hated. I don't know why you hated that match, Jonesy. Was it because of evil clowns?
I hate clowns.
But they were so wonderful.
Oh, the Jeff Jarrett, Matt Morgan, and Monster Pain versus the Los Psycho Circus.
Yes, sir. By the way, Monster Pain was known as Black Pain in FCW or OVW or whichever one.
Ah.
And he sucks.
Jose Torres.
Yeah, he sucks. Oh, Mr. E. We had a 5-way tag title match, and the tag team was known as Mr. E and Sexy B. No, I'm not making that up.
Oh, man.
It was that bad, yes.
So, Mexican Powers versus Angelico and Jack Evans versus Drago and Phoenix versus
It'd be like Phoenix or something.
Phoenix, yeah. Versus Lil Mantios, Mr. E and Sexy B. And versus Los Perros del Mal, which is Psychosis and Daga.
Psychosis is the Psychosis that was in WCW. With sometimes he can wear the mask and he doesn't have to wear the mask now. Gave him his rights back.
Yeah, this is the same Psychosis who was in WWE too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he got the rights back, so now he can wear the mask again.
Oh, awesome. I thought he lost the match in Mexico, though.
He lost the mask in WCW.
Oh, alright.
And then when he was in WCW, they had a Psychosis 2 who had the rights to the gimmick. And then when he went back to AAA, he had to use a different name.
Oh, alright.
So now he's back to the original Psychosis.
What else?
El Texano retained the world title against Heavy Metal. Oh, a midget almost got thrown through a ladder in the second match. It was great.
Heavy Metal versus Chessman?
Yeah, that match. A midget almost got thrown through a ladder.
There's a lot of juniors in fucking Blue Demon Jr.
He's like 40. It's all family.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of heritage in AAA.
Oh, Hugo Savinovich was there. I'm sure you don't remember Hugo Savinovich?
Hugo Savinovich.
He was on the Spanish announce team in WWE.
Alright.
Yeah, he was the fat guy.
I've only listened to the Spanish announce team twice, I think. Once when I was watching, what pay-per-view? It was some fucking pay-per-view at my grandma's house when I was out, and that was the only fucking way I could get to watch the pay-per-view if I listened to it in Spanish. So that sucked. And that's some other time I can't remember.
Yeah, but, like I said, the main event was the best match. It was bloody. Both guys were bleeding.
El Hijo del Perro Aguayo. Aguayo defeated Cibernetico. Whatever.
That's how it's pronounced. El Burrito, yes, El Burrito.
Oh,
like I said, yes, Cibernetico was in WWE for like 3 months in '97.
Oh, this dude participated in the 1997 Royal Rumble when they were doing that short partnership with AAA.
Yes, sir.
No. I know who this guy is.
Mil Mascaris was also in that Royal Rumble.
Yeah, he was. Who was that fucking... Oh, man, who was that dude in that Rumble? It was like, shit, what was his name? It was like sexy...
Latin Lover.
Latin Lover. That guy was fucking awesome. To this day, I will always remember Latin Lover. That guy was fucking hilarious.
He was in AAA a few years ago, and then he kept leaving because, well, he sucked.
Yeah.
But, yep, that was the AAA pay-per-view. 3.5 hours.
Whoa.
3.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 parts were in out. Well, I think it was 3.5. It might have been 4.
I think it was 4.5.
Yeah, it was pretty long. But, yeah, overall, like I said, the best match tonight was the last match. And I'm looking at Wikipedia now, it says 2 out of 3 falls. There's only 1 fall. Which makes no sense to me.
Alright.
But Jonesy, your rating, sir?
3 midgets out of 5.
3 midgets out of 5. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 just cause.
Alright.
That's the AAA. That's the Lucha part of the show.
Let's talk about some news, guys. Are you down for that?
No!
X-Pac is going to be returning to action soon after recovering from his torn anus. Both Terry Funk and Sean Waltman got involved into the Tommy Dreamer versus Lance Storm main event at last night's House of Hardcore event in Philadelphia. Dreamer ended up winning the match. Waltman spoke after the match and said that he will be returning to the ring soon as his torn anus has healed.
He should call the Bronco Buster the torn anus.
the anus terror.
Yes. Be glorious.
New WWE signee Sami Callihan wrestled last night's House of Hardcore. He lost to MVP, so pretty much that could be Sami Callihan's last match, I think.
He had an indie match tonight.
Oh, he did have an indie match
against RVD.
Ooh. I thought the FWE show was going to be RVD's last. Oh, well.
Tonight's RVD's last match. Or last indie match.
Some other news that we should bring up. WWE trademarks new name for a TV show, which is WWE Slam City.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Slam City sounds like a fucking iPhone game.
Well, it probably is.
Oh my god, don't.
No, Saturday Morning Slam got renewed for the next season.
I don't know why I forgot about this. It was reported earlier in the week that CM Punk was helped get Colt Cabana a tryout, but apparently WWE approached Colt Cabana to try out as a WWE announcer. So rather than being
I thought it was
a
wrestler, a commentator.
Yeah, commentator. Well, that's same
it's
thing,
a very different thing.
Okay, fine. Commentator. Is that fine, Strike?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, WWE approached Colt Cabana to be a commentator for the WWE. It was reported that Punk was the one that helped them get it. I wouldn't be surprised if Punk came up with the idea to get Colt Cabana onto the table and WWE went to go approach him. Wouldn't put that against Punk one bit. What do you guys think about Colt Cabana possibly doing a commentator role?
Always using that Scotty Goldman.
Scotty Goldman.
I'd rather have Matt Stryker.
Oh man, when I was listening to that FWE pay-per-view, man, Matt Stryker was on a roll. That guy had so much talent as a fucking commentator, and WWE just fucking let him go. Damn, that depresses me. As much as like depressed me when they got rid of Joey Styles. It was like, come on, really?
Joey Styles is still there.
Yeah, he
works on the
online.
site though.
Yeah, I'm talking about like as an on-screen personality. Like, you couldn't at least fucking put Stryker on NXT or something like that? At least have him keep on working with the company?
Nope.
Damn. Makes me mad sometimes that some of these guys they get rid of. WWE head writer sticking around until the fall. WWE head writer Dave Kurzman, who was slated to finish up with the company this week, will be sticking around with the company throughout the fall in order to close out the direction he's been manning and helping the company with his eventual replacement. So the guy who's been the head writer will be leaving soon, which sucks because WWE's writing's gotten a lot better. And so now that this guy's going to be leaving, I'm afraid where the direction of the writing's going to go now.
It's going to go downhill.
Because overall, writing, in order for it to get better, it has to develop over time. And if what we're seeing develops better over time, like if it gets better and better every week, I wouldn't want to get rid of this guy. This guy probably knows what the hell he's doing. Apparently he's like an award-winning writer too. So
award-winning.
Yeah. You want to talk about
one of a kind?
Do you want to talk about the results about NXT, who got crowned the new Divas Women's Champion?
I was going to say, don't call it the Divas belt because it's not a Divas belt.
Yeah. Don't call it the Divas belt because Paige is the new woman. Yeah, I'm about to do it again. Women's champion of NXT.
Predictable,
but congratulations to Paige. She is very deserving, and I hope that she has a really strong feud with Emma, because I think that's what they're going to be going with.
You know what we need?
What?
Like a day where we just post nothing but Paige picks.
I think that's a really good idea. But then we also have a day where we post nothing but AJ picks.
But then that means...
I don't want to go to jail for pedophilia.
So that means I don't have to log into Skype that day because the chat's going to be filled with nothing but spammed links?
Yep.
Cool.
Of a diva we don't care about?
Yep.
Implying we cared about the Divas to begin with.
That's just mean, Mike.
Well, it's not mean if it's true.
Mike likes been confirmed.
Nope. It says the guy who calls other guys sweetie.
Yeah.
What? Was that me?
All right.
Yeah, that was you.
I can't really find any other news that was important, so I guess we'll just do pop, flop, and much and end the show. So, Mike, you want to start us off with your pop, flop?
Big Fish is saying wait.
Wait.
Why don't you...
What about our... Oh, do you want to talk about that?
I looked up to see if they got leaked to any other news sites, and it hasn't.
Well, because they don't... news sites are very... They want to make sure what they're dealing with is legit. Like, from what I've seen of news sites, some of them don't even update until early morning. they don't start like actually updating them until the next morning because they're all essentially businesses and they're all probably closed right now.
Well, if it's a breaking story, then they'll get on and report it right away.
Yeah, but a lot of these websites are very markish towards WWE and don't really give two shits about Ring of Honor.
They don't give any crap about any other wrestling organization unless it's WWE.
Exactly. So what you think is breaking news doesn't necessarily mean they think it's breaking news. Well, they can have a guy run in through a Ring of Honor show and gun down everybody, and they probably won't update it for another week.
This is true.
That was just bad.
Well, unless it's 411 Mania, because they post Ring of Honor news all the time.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah. I guess we could talk about it for just really quickly. PWI Insider is apparently saying that there was a shoot fight with the Briscoes that happened either at the IPPV show or at the tapings, and they're possibly going to be leaving Ring of Honor soon.
All right. Here's my logic, and it's good logic, so y'all listen. Anyway, PW Insider is crap. It's trash. It's run by Dave Meltzer, who does the wrestling newsletter, or Observer, whatever it's called. And they make up stuff to get hits. They were the site that reported a few years ago that Rey Mysterio wanted to quit because he wasn't being paid enough money before WrestleMania. And they stuck with that story for 3 months until Mysterio suddenly reappeared on television. So, anytime a site like PWI Insider makes you pay for free content, no. You shouldn't.
What a Russo swerve.
That's a Russo swerve, indeed. But yeah, you have to pay to get exclusive insider news, quote-unquote. Who knows if the news that they're reporting isn't fake 100%. And they're just doing it so people will pay $10 a month to read what they're writing. But anyway, if Jay Briscoe...
So my subscription is not a good thing?
No, it's not. And why would you even subscribe to that is my question. Big Fish.
But I have this $10 just lying around.
Oh, shut up. Big Fish. Ready? Dave Meltzer is garbage. He's garbage.
All right.
He's the worst indie. He's the worst wrestling writer in the world.
And also Ring of Honor is getting rid of all their IPPV shows.
Yeah, I know.
And they're going straight to video on demand. So that's going to be a different move for Ring of Honor now.
Anyway, if Jay Briscoe quit after the pay-per-view went off the air, then why in the world, like, the company knew he was leaving, and believe it or not, if you're their champion, you gotta let them know, hey, I'm out. You just can't walk out with the belt because it's bad for business. And don't bring up Bret Hart, because look what happened to Bret Hart. They found out he was leaving with the belt, and they took it from him. Mike Awesome, they took the belt from him after a while because they had, what was it, like a court order or something? He had to go back to defend the belt. So, there you go. And Mike Awesome also dropped the belt to a WWE guy who turned around and dropped it to an ECW guy on the same night. So there you go. Anyway.
Mike, pop, flop, and bud.
I'm not done.
Damn it.
Shut up. Shut up. Anyway, if Jay Briscoe quit the pay-per-view, why on earth...
David Otunga update?
Oh my god. You wanted to bring it up, so I'm talking about it. Shut up.
Do it to me.
He returned at a backstage segment.
I'm about to meet you. I'm about to meet you in a minute. I'm recording too, so... Anyway, if Briscoe quit, then why on earth would the company have him defend the belt at the TV taping the next day and have him retain it? If they knew he was leaving.
No one cares.
But what if he quit on the TV taping day?
That's then. I'm talking about what happened if he quit after the pay-per-view. And
But what if he didn't quit then? What if he quit after the TV taping?
What if he quit after the pay-per-view?
Okay, what happens if they didn't want him to quit this week, so they're going to wait until the next tapings to take the title away from him and then let him leave?
They're not going to do that because the next set of tapings isn't until, like, August.
Yeah, it's not until a month because they only got 4 tapings done.
Yeah, so they're gonna let the guy who quit their company hold on to a belt for a month, not defend it for a month because he quit, and then have him come back at a random TV taping and drop the belt.
He's not gonna defend it in a month anyways because the tapings are already done.
House shows, they still want house shows.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna probably let him
they still have
hold the title until the next tapings, and then when the next tapings happen, they're gonna let him lose his title.
Well, like I said,
that's all of these rumors are fucking true.
Like I said, if it's showing he quit after the pay-per-view, like directly after the pay-per-view, they should have had him drop the belt to Matt Hardy, and they didn't.
All right, we need to end this. So, Mike, pop a botch.
My pop goes to the Ring of Honor shows that I attended over the weekend. They were great, fantastic stuff. I did see guys get thrown out for being douchebags, and I did get to see a security guard look like Chris Masters come over to our section 3 or 4 times to yell at people for throwing streamers in the middle of matches, which you cannot do.
Did you ask for a Master Lock challenge?
No, I didn't.
Wasted opportunity.
I'm sorry.
I would have asked for a Master Lock challenge.
Well, he looks smaller than Chris Masters.
Chris Masters shrunk down too.
I'm talking about like facial features. He looked like Chris Masters, not built wise.
Did he look like Jamie Noble?
No.
Oh.
What were you getting? Never mind. Anyway, my flop goes to the 8-man tag with the old guys at Triplemania. The worst 8-man tag I've ever seen in my life. And my botch goes to Greg for not knowing what a Russo Swerve is.
No, I know what a Russo Swerve is, and I was right about what I said, and I'm sticking to what I say.
Or you were wrong. Get over it.
I don't care. You're just incompetent to understand other people's points. So, Jimmy said, all right, good comeback. I think Jimmy posted his pop up and botch in chat. Did he? No.
Use the scroll up function. It's there for a reason.
His pop is the Money in the Bank pay-per-view match. His flop is any Vicky segment. Fuck you, Jimmy. And his botch is that WB14 cover. Jonesy.
My pop goes to that Daniel Bryan Orton match.
All right.
Flop goes to... Who should I give it to? Greg, just for the hell of it.
Fuck you.
Because you argued with everyone for like 2 hours.
Damn it. I will... If I believe in something, I'm gonna stick by what I said.
Do you believe in the Easter Bunny?
No.
What about Santa Claus?
No.
What about the Tooth Fairy?
How about free will?
Wait, you're telling me the Tooth Fairy isn't real?
Oh my god. Really?
Damn, then who was blowing me every time I left a fucking tooth under my pillow?
That was your mother.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was his dog.
Alright, let's just move on.
I didn't give my botch yet. And that botch goes to you, too.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
Yay.
You're welcome.
Big Fish, Ryan.
My pop goes to Mark Henry.
Alright.
Because y'all a bunch of puppets.
You're a bunch of puppets.
My flop and botch go to Greg.
Oh, fuck you. Strike.
My pop goes to CM Punk. Because he wasn't anywhere near Raw and Hugh Jackman took his place.
Damn it. Alright, what's your flop?
Hey, ever since he guest hosted Raw, you kind of wanted Hugh Jackman there. Part of you always wants Hugh Jackman there.
Well, part of me always wants Hugh Jackman around, even in my room, but that's not gonna happen, alright? Just gotta accept the facts.
My flop goes to the Russo Swerves. Just so many of them.
And your botch?
My botch goes to Benoit Day.
Okay.
What's your botch?
He didn't show up at all.
My pop, flop, and botch. Alright. My pop goes to the the crazy sign that says "Happy 6th Anniversary, Chris." That happened to jump on TV during the Punk promo thing. So congratulations to those guys who got that sign on. That was hilarious. My flop is gonna have to go to, I don't know. Maybe there's no Bray Wyatt. Yeah, no Bray Wyatt sighting. No Wyatt family in general debuting. Hopefully next week, but who knows? And my botch goes to, I don't know who botched today. Randy Orton for botching that table spot. Randy Orton for botching that table spot when he was trying to throw Bryan into it. Yeah. That's my problem and botch. That was the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Arc of Wrestling podcast. You can catch us next week, Monday, because I'm not sure if there's any pay-per-view this weekend.
There's not.
There's not, so catch us next Monday. Just like what happened again. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Arc of Wrestling. We have a Facebook. Go find us over there. We have a Tumblr. We have, Mike said he wanted to set up an Instagram. I don't fucking even know why.
For advertising purposes.
We don't need any more advertising. Whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want.
We can take hipster photos.
We can!
And you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Spread the word. Spread the love. Spread the meat.
Spread the AIDS.
Yeah,
Show your meat.
Spread Arc of Wrestling like black people spread the AIDS.
Racist. And we lose all our subscribers.
Oh, and go check out Lag Spike too. Yeah, go do that. And you can catch us next week and see you guys later. Bye.